Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Donut Like, Donut Read. My name is Julius, and with me today I have Adam.
At your service.
And Clemens.
Hello there.
And today we're continuing the hot mess that is Paths of Fate.
Yay!
And Chapter 4 has a really appropriate title, dare I say. It's called Loss of Focus. So...
hopefully we can get through this one without needing our Adderall.
Yeah. We're starting with an author's note again.
Author's note. Sorry about the shortness of the first chapter. I will try to make this one a lot longer than the last one. Oh yeah, read and enjoy. Achoo! I don't own Starfox.
Gesundheit.
Oh yeah, the PCA is in robot armor that covers the body of the pilot. They must be customized to the body features of the pilot. They are expensive and harder to get than fighters.
Then,
I mean, I could kind of infer that.
yeah, but why would you even use them at that point? I don't know. Like, Fox McCloud was pretty efficient in the R-Wing, you know? I don't know.
Yeah. But you can't, right, you can't do, like, cool standoff battles like yelled at inside the base with an R-Wing.
Yeah, I guess you can't be as much of a fucking edgelord when you don't have your own, unless you have a PCA.
Oh, and then it doesn't say whose POV this is, but I think this is Naill, actually.
I would assume so. Yeah.
Yes, we have two authors, and since this author excused himself for the first chapter, this must be the continuation from the first chapter, not chapter 2.
Oh yeah,
and 3.
that's right. We're puzzling this together. The computer notified me that it would be 3 minutes to the hyperspace jump, so I chose to read the mission parameters. I hit 2 buttons to access the information I was sent. It read...
Equal sign.
Yeah. I don't know why that's there.
Cute little face, though. I don't know what that face is. It's like a rodent face, I guess. If you look at it sideways.
Or they tried to do something naughty, but then they forgot a closing parentheses. I don't know.
Maybe. Oh, I see it now, too. You're right.
I'm sorry. Upon acceptance of this mission, you must complete 2 following objectives, and there is 1 bonus objective with a 150,000 cred bonus and pay upon completion. On the coordinates I sent you, there will be a recently set up pirate base, and that's where the infiltration will take place. Objective 1, infiltrate and go to the lower basement levels and download the following files: psxp.pcg, psyx.prg, and eng.prg. I hope your hacking skills are up to par. Objective 2, steal at least 3 vials containing a mutagen called Psy. Oh shit. He's gonna he wants to infect everyone with Gangnam Style.
Remember 2012? Good times.
You will not be affected if it touches the skin/scales if it somehow gets out of the container. These vials must be contained in a temperature below 7 degrees Celsius. Bonus objective, you will take a test subject and you will do. After /if you escape, you will fly to Cornerian space and I will contact you. That is all.
If you want to read the true ending of this fic, you must complete the bonus objective.
Yeah.
It is weird that they have bonus objectives and like that makes sense in like a video game objective log, but for something that's supposed to be realistic, I put that in quotation marks for space animals, you know, it seems a little out of place.
Yeah, especially if that objective is transporting a real person.
Yeah.
And I also love this after /if. It gives these really nice turned bad I said /asked vibes.
Yeah, and also skin/scales.
Yeah. I will say this, though. This author does look a little more competent than the last one. Just because I at least understood what this paragraph was saying.
Yeah. The Naill author... Yeah, as I said, the Naill author is a bit more competent than the real one. I'm sorry, real. Not real as in... Anyway.
Yeah.
Whoa, not 1, not 3, not 2. This guy expects a lot, but the money more than makes up for it. He might as well consider the bonus objective complete. How does this guy know all this stuff though, I wondered. Oh well, he said they were friends. Now all I have to do is complete 2 objective. Go in, gather, and be gone before they know what happened. Easy. And then he's saying that out loud. Well, this just might be my day. A beeping notified me that I was entering hyperspace. I sat down in my favorite cushioned chair with a hole on the back so my tail can fit through. Oh no. I don't like this.
Just so the listeners can remember, Naill's a snake, but he somehow has legs and arms. So
did they say he had legs?
They said he was walking, I believed. I don't know. Maybe. I assume he has legs.
He had arms at least.
Yeah.
Although I still would have preferred if he held the gun with his tail.
That would have been stylish. I would have
like in that movie.
Yeah.
Suddenly there was a whirring sound. Then the ship thrust forward into space. On the view screen, planets flew by at amazing speeds, creating a flurry of colors. Then it all stopped and a green luminous planet filled the view screen. Time to get to work. I walked briskly into the metallic storage room and picked up a brown duffel bag with a lot of pockets.
See, it said he walked, so he definitely has legs. He didn't slither anywhere.
Yeah, I guess. That's disappointing. Like, why even design a snake character? Where's the fun in that?
Yeah, just say he's a lizard. No one would have cared.
Yeah. I guess he still has no eyelids.
Yeah, I guess.
Then I walked over to a table where the sniper rifle that I was working on before lay. I grabbed it by the strap attached to it and slung it across my shoulder. Then proceeded to a locker with a lot of exposed women on it.
Why is that
just in case you thought Naill might not be as horny as Riel. No, because, edgy OCs.
Exposed.
Beautiful, exposed women on it.
Why is that in quotation
marks? You had to say it a second time, even. Yeah. I think that's not as ambiguous as the author thought it might be.
No,
like in what non-sexual way would they be exposed?
They are part of a multi-level marketing scheme, and they were exposed on TikTok. There were on the locker were images of all like the streamers I had dirt on and was going to expose in my Google Doc.
I have headcanon for this already. You see, he's a sniper, and these women were exposed. They did not take any cover before he killed them. So this is
that makes sense.
Yeah. He probably has like a cool little camera in his his visual reticle on his gun. So that's my theory.
I opened it to an assortment of small arms and ammo scattered about. I grabbed a small laser pistol, a handful of power cells, and then I picked up a wrist start gun. I rummaged, paragraph, around for tranquilizer clips and came up with 4, each with 15 darts. I attached it to my left wrist and put in one clip, a flip of the wrist, and its nighty-night. A grabbed a rusty grey box and opened it. Was a device that attached to the wrist and quick motion of the wrist and a 6-in. Blade flips out. My weapon that I don't go anywhere without. My savoir. In many situations. I attached that to my right wrist. I remembered that all the stuff I would need was on the dropship, including my personal combat armor, PCA, and its devastating Eclipse sniper rifle that could devastate an entire city block with it.
That's not really a sniper rifle then, is it?
A devastating rifle that could devastate.
It's like...
Yeah, it's more of a rocket launcher.
Or like a nuke launcher from Fallout. It's not really a sniper rifle.
Yeah. I exited the storage room, walked down the narrow hall to some stairs, and went down to a large expansive room with 2 large doors. On the other side lay the vacuum of space. In the middle of this room was a squarish ship with a small deployment ramp on the back. I walked toward the side of the ship, pressed my hand on a square panel that wouldn't be visible without close inspection. It scanned my DNA structure and whatnot, then, a door opened that was modified for my tall frame.
He's really enjoying these descriptions.
I hate how even in the space future you are still fucked as a tall person and need to duck under doors unless you modify them.
Yeah. Inside the cockpit, I typed down the lockdown procedures of the Blue Sabre and flight instructions while I was on Venom. It would fly into space outside the Naill system until signal to return to Venom airspace and await my return. According to the information McCain gave me, they wouldn't have any long-range sensors, so I would land within 3 miles of the pirate base of the proceed from there. Oh, I read that wrong. Of the pirate base that proceed from there. There we go. I activated the bay doors, then turned on the fusion engines and waited while the bay doors opened. I disengaged the magnetic lock on the dropship and was loose. The doors completely opened. I'm very sorry, but this is like ridiculously detailed.
Yeah. Still better written than the other author, but maybe a little too many details.
I guess, yeah, but I don't think we need to know about, like, the whole procedure of exiting the spaceship. Unless, you could use that to build up some atmosphere, which is not really happening here. So, I stepped on thrust petal, and I soared forward into space, turning sharply, redirecting the ship towards an area near the pirate space coordinates. I hit the pedal and flew towards Venom. Man, the thrust petal. Maybe this is like... It's like a Florin ship from Starbound, or like a ship of the Cedrians from Sonic X, if it has thrust pedals. Anyway, 2 minutes later, also not 1 or 3, I was setting the ship down in a hilly region northwest of the base about 2 miles away. After I had it on the ground, I got up, walked to a door in the back of the ship and opened it. In this room was my faithful companion throughout many a mission, my PCA Soul Viper 2. It stood roughly 1 foot taller than me. It was green with red war stripes along its mechanical limbs.
Limbs?
Oh, wait. It's not yet, it's limbs.
Limbs. You know, actually would have been really cool.
Yeah, it's not functional anymore, but
the author missed an opportunity here.
I didn't want to throw it in the garbage.
It would have been cool if Naill the Snake didn't have arms, but he piloted a PCA that had arms and was using a rifle. That actually would have been a really cool concept. Yeah. I think he missed the mark on that one.
Yeah. It's yellow, luminescent eyes that I see from when I'm piloting it. Mine can reach such high speeds that it cannot be touched by conventional weapons. Of course. Can't even be touched by the worst MCR album. Combined with my snake reflexes, I am barely touchable. I guess you could say you can't touch this. Thrusters everywhere on it to boost my reaction time and evasion. On the wrists were what looked like some kind weird attachment, come 2 fit laser swords from each, a low range for PCA. With all of that, my PCA had low armor integrity. In other words, it can take a lot of damage, but who cares? They have to hit me to damage me. I hit a switch on SV2 and it opened, allowing me to get in. At least this PCI design has drawbacks.
Yeah.
Like, if you remember how Riel's PCA was described, it was like, oh yeah, it had 250% more armor than conventional PCAs.
I think Riel's downside to his armor was apparently it was inefficient with fuel, and he was complaining about how it was like way too costly. I think Naill has a better thing going for him here.
Was he even complaining about that? Wasn't that just a joke we made?
Someone actually commented about how it was an older model of armor.
Yeah,
and
someone said it was outdated.
Yeah, so maybe I would assume it just was
but
like...
it didn't really match the description.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean...
the description was, oh yeah, it's so cool, it's indestructible, it has 250% more power or something. And then the one guy said, technically this is outdated.
Yeah. As the voice of Riel, I'm totally on Team Naill right now, just because his sounds a little more interesting at the very least.
Yeah.
I first turned around and put my long-ass tail in the hollowed mechanical tail. The eye slowly laid my right arm in the mechanical right arm, and it enclosed my arm. In its place was mechanical arm. I moved my right arm, and the mecha gauntlet that surrounded moved. Good. I did the following with all of my body limbs and torso. So he put the limbs first and then the torso. Got it.
That's so awkward.
I detached my limbs, put them in there. Then I awkwardly hopped in myself. Then the helmet closed around my head, and I was ready. Now me and my PCA were one. One thought could regulate power distribution and system functions.
So again, I think the author is doing like relatively good job with description, but it's a little too much, and there's not really... Like, I think if you're going to give a lot of description like this, you really either need to cut back a little bit, or try to fill these description things with, like, meaningful thoughts the character is having. Like, just an explanation of all of this is... The author clearly loves this, but it's a little too much.
Yeah, I can appreciate the effort, but it's a little too bland, the way it's written here.
Yeah.
I opened the deployment ramp and walked on, the SP2 metallic feet clicking slowly until I reached the dirt. I closed the ramp, then faced toward the pirate base. I mentally regulated all power to thrusters, then engaged them full power. I flew forward, just above the ground and just below the speed of sound, kicking up dirt and rocks as I flew. I felt great, like a million creds, the pressure of the high speeds weighing on my body. The terrain blurred as I flew at top speeds. I would be within range of the pirate base soon. My plan was to go up in the base like I was pirate and go in with the mission and hopefully see some hot chicks.
Priorities!
I hope to find hot chick Kevin today. The pirate base soon came into view. Actually, it was a huge pirate carrier on the ground. A very huge pirate carrier. It was surrounded by various facilities. I slowed down considerably, a lot slower than I liked. I then searched for some kind of docking bay and saw it when a green PCA flew out of it on the side of it. As I passed it, I noticed it had a pot of gold on the side of it. Oh shit, it's
Team
Squad
Leprechaun.
Leprechaun. Yeah. Looked a bit bulky for a PCA. Must be moderately armored and slow. I hate slow. I came in slowly and surely like I knew what I was doing.
You became the very thing you hated.
Yeah. I flew in smoothly and landed. There are various animals walking around, foxes, cats, wolves, and so on. But were there wolves? I walked around in my SV2 till A found a perfect place to park it. Between two ladies, a fox, and a cat working on their PCAs. If I care to mention, were exceptionally good looking.
Oh.
He found hot chick heaven.
That didn't take long.
I opened my PCA and tapped out, landing softly, then walked slowly up to the woman without a sound. When I got closer, the cat looked up and said,
"Hey Katie, look, we got company,"
she remarked curiously. Katie looked up from tinkering with her PCA and said,
"Who are you, cutie?"
Oh, that's that iconic Riel spelling. While looking me up and down, I looked at her with feigned innocence, then replied, "Naill."
"You're a tall one. About 6'3", I guess."
Okay, remarked Katie. Her friend sat down comfortably with back to her PCA, then remarked,
"My name's Shannon. Nice to meet ya. I never seen ya around here before."
I guess she's Southern now. Katie chipped in.
"Yeah, I would remember a cute face like yours."
Again, the female characters are written, how should I put it?
Even hornier than the males, honestly. Yeah. Just the way the author likes it.
We had Jane, whose only character trait was that she was teasing Riel. And now, you know, the other two major female characters are also, like, really horny and seductive immediately.
I miss Joey Bonecrusher.
Yeah.
He was the everyman.
But then again, Naill is 6'3".
He's just so tall, dark, and handsome.
Yeah. He's so dark and mysterious. I swung my tail embarrassedly, and with a long tail like mine, it was very noticeable.
"Ha! Looks like he's flattered,"
Katie said, giggling. I grew bold and said, "I'm kinda hungry. Would you two beautiful ladies care to come and eat with me?" Not a question.
He's just telling them, "You gotta come and eat with me."
I added a charming smile, showing all my fangs. Like, all 4 of them. Katie and Shannon looked at each other as if considering, then said in chorus,
You're paying!
You're paying!
Ha 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 ha. In exchange for a small tour around the ship, I added,
It's a
deal.
Yeah, we are not, yeah. They answered girlishly. I offered both of my arms to them. Ladies. They hooked their arms around mine and they led me off towards the hallway that was heavily crowded by other pirates. Some not as good looking as the ones that I was walking with.
Man, these characters are shallow.
Yeah.
That's like what you care about right now.
So, what squadron are you in?
Shannon said sweetly, looking up at me. I've been kicked out of my squad. Wait, weren't you pretending to be the new guy because you were asking for a tour of the ship?
I guess.
And unless you're like new here, that would be kind of suspicious. I'd imagine. I said. Of all the questions, she had to ask me this. Yeah, I got kicked out of the squad due to conflicts with other members, I added. Oh man, that's so specific. Conflicts with other members.
I had a new life and a new conflict.
Yeah.
What kind of conflicts?
Space Comma asked Shannon while looking up at me innocently with her hazel eyes. It, though, to look into such a beautiful face and lie to it, but I had to, it was my job. Me and a guy named Roger didn't get along. I guess I was too much of a man for him to handle. Plus, I kicked his ass every time we fought, and he couldn't take that. I'm a man!
So we have a tough man here.
These dialogues are so painful, remarked Katie.
Yeah, again, this author, not bad with description, but the dialogue is something special.
Exceptionally cringy. Yeah. But now I am squatless. Is that supposed to be a joke? You know, squatless.
I think he just misspelled it.
Or yeah, probably.
Didn't put the little dash there. I think he was supposed to be normal speech, but with all this terrible dialogue, I mean, it looks like it's intentionally a joke or something.
And now there's a space after the comma. Congratulations, you almost got it right. I added sadly.
We're almost there!
Chimed Katie as we turned a corner. I looked down the hall, seeing hundreds of pirates milling around and eating steak, veggies, yuck, and millions of assorted meats.
Millions! This is a huge
like, are we talking...
hall.
Yeah, are we talking... are we talking millions of kinds of meats, or like millions of pieces of meats?
Either way, it's got to be a huge dining hall to accommodate this assortment of meat.
Yeah, it's like a whole city just for that dining hall. Like, that's gotta be a huge pirate carrier. We walked toward a bar farthest from the entrance, which did not have a lot of people there. We walked up the bar and sat down. Shannon on my right, Katie on my left. An old rabbit that was behind the counter looked up, then said,
"Ah, Katie! Shannon O! And I see you've dragged in a guest with you, elites!"
I looked questionably from Katie to Shannon. Katie looked up and answered my gaze.
Yeah, Shannon and me are elites in the squad Hell's Angels. Man, just completely ripped off the biker organization in America.
Yeah.
We write our space weird. Choppers.
Yeah. Humph, I bet you can't handle me in a PCA fight. I boasted. The girlish charm was gone from her now.
Is that a challenge?
She asked. Hell yeah, I'll take you 2 back-to-back. If any of you win, you can have whatever you want, all you can eat. If I win, you 2 ladies have go and eat with me. If you agree to these terms, meet me in the bay ASAP. What do you even mean, meet me in the bay? They're already with you. Just go to the bay together.
Yeah. Also, he's already eating lunch with them. Why does they have to...
Yeah.
Like, he's not winning anything from this. Like, even if he said something cringy like, if I win, we have to have a 3-way, at least he would have been getting something out of it he wasn't already getting.
Or how about a kiss for luck?
You've got to be kidding.
This guy sucks at his job. He was supposed to infiltrate, and like instead of that, he like finds the first 2 females he sees, and he like flirts with them and challenges them to a battle.
It's the old James Bond method. You know, you go in, you seduce whoever you need to seduce, and you get whatever you want.
And then you get into trouble for no reason. Like, because... Like, it's not like that could be a total detriment to your overall mission. I said that loud enough so that all the elites heard. I guess all the elites thought, man, this guy's dumb. I would be getting a challenge.
I bet most of them wouldn't care because it's literally their lunchtime.
Yeah.
Like, I don't give a shit. I have my steak here. I have my millions of beef.
Yeah, shut the fuck up. I don't care. I'm eating here. I got out and walked out without looking back, tracing the route we took to get to the mess hall. When I got to the bay, I walked up to my SV2, opened it to set my body in. It closed around my body, and I walked to the entrance of the bay and sat there. Soon there was an incoming transmission and Kitty's face popped up.
Katie's or Kitty?
I think this is Katie.
You better get ready to dish them creds out, cause I'm not taking it easy on you.
We'll see, I said confidently. They do not know who they're dealing with. You're dealing with the main character. I got 250% plot armor.
That's the other guy, but same principle holds
yeah,
here.
To be fair, yeah. I got even more plot armor. Flew out. Oh, there's a line break, and then flew out of the ship and flew 100 meters away, and landed on the ground and stood there waiting. Katie came in about a minute later and landed about 20 feet away. I could cover that distance in a second. She had what looked to be a assault cannon and a shield. It was a plain metallic silver all over with an exception of a few purple areas. It also had what I guessed to be chain wrapped around its waist with a wicked blade at the end.
You can't handle my PCA, fallen angel.
She boasted. Oh man.
Classic line.
You're the angel because it looks like you fell from heaven.
Oh, so suave. That is a completely original line, too. I've never heard that anywhere before.
And like the dumbest place to say something like this.
He's still trying to get
supposed
laid,
to have
obviously.
a battle, yeah, but this is supposed to be a serious fight. Can you save your pickup lines for later?
Well, flattering me won't make me go easy on you. With 2 submachine guns and a fancy sniper rifle, you think you can take me on? Not a question? Think again.
I only smiled and took a fighting pose and made the come on gesture with my fingers. She activated her thrusters and flew straight at me. I waited till the last possible moment and boosted into the air with amazing speed. I cut off the thrusters, stood the suspended high up in the air and took aim with one of my machine guns while she was recovering and unleashed a rain of automatic laser fire. Also, this is a machine gun that shoots lasers.
Yeah, but then it says bullets next. So, laser bullets?
Only a few bullets, oh yeah. I was gonna say, if you have a laser, like if you can shoot a laser, why would you even need a machine gun? Just make something that shoots a continuous laser beam. Like, that's better than a machine gun, right?
It's not as cool looking.
I guess. Only a few bullets even got near her, cause she was not where she should have been. Whatever that means. And was 3 meters away from her recent position and was already firing her assault rifle. I decided I should not stay still and be riddled with laser fire. Now I decided to do what I was known for among many mercenaries. My untraceable dodging techniques, moving so fast from point to point at such high speeds that I am nearly impossible to hit. I engaged full burn-on thrusters and flew toward her, dodging her laser fire with ease until got close, threw in a little extra boost, soared over her and landed behind her, turned around and riddled her with machined gunfire. Now the gunfire is machined. She hardly turned around to counter me when bullets sent her vibrating from the multiple impacts all over her PCA armor.
Okay.
Somehow she...
So this is his undercover mission, and he busts out moves that he is known for. So she's like, hey, aren't you that one mercenary and not a pirate if you do these moves?
Yeah, but, she's a female. She doesn't know about mercenaries like him.
Yeah, she's too...
I guess.
She's too horny and wooed by his skills and his fangs.
She spent too much time, being generally horny and challenging... Wait, no, he challenged her. Never mind. Whatever else she does. Eat hot chip and lie, I imagine.
Be bisexual.
Yeah. Somehow she turned with her shield to block the oncoming fire. I stopped firing immediately and activated my 2 wrist beam blades and latched the machine gun to my thigh. Ran toward her, suddenly she dropped her shield, then there was a blinding light. My heart adjusted just in time, or I would have lost my eyesight. Suddenly, there was a sudden force that hit me in my chest, sending me falling on my back, sliding backwards almost 10 meters. The armor absorbed most of the force, but I felt dizzying pain as I was trying to gather what was left of my scrambled senses and stood shakily up. My vision was blurred, but could make out the form of a Katie, firing at me, determined to win. I mentally activated Program Delusion. It causes my PCA to project 6 moving exact images of SV2 attacking her and darting in random directions around the chosen target. It can be modified to do similar diversionary tactics as well. So basically it's that one ghost from the Forest Temple in Ocarina of Time.
Yeah. I was gonna say kind of like Double Team, how it's portrayed in the Pokemon anime.
Or that, yeah.
Which...
I selected the target and suddenly 6 PCA me's were flying everywhere. I decided to move along with swerving from pinned to point until I got my opening. Wait, pinned to point?
Or pint, as they would call it in America.
Yeah, pint, is that... Wait, is that a real phrase? Or is he...
That is not a real phrase.
He's going for a pint of Guinness, I guess. Until I got my opening. Due to the confusion of multiple images, Katie mistakenly turned her back to me, watching the other images. I disengaged them, then flew at her full speed, and I stabbed her. My hand went straight through her.
Ooh.
A hologram, I deducted immediately as I lost my balance and fell flat face down. Suddenly, there was a projectile alert. I rolled over just in time to dodge a metal fist plunging deep into the ground where I was. Damn, she wasn't playing. I rolled backward, flipping upright facing her, retracting my beam wrist blades and pulling out both machine guns. But before I could fire, Katie was all over me, drawing a long beam sword, slicing both machine guns in half. Then proceeding to slash at me in a deadly frenzy. I deftly dodged all of them, except for an upward slash slicing into my left shoulder armor, touching scales, drawing blood. Why wouldn't she... she's on him, right? Why wouldn't she just stab at him?
This also just seems like... I thought this was just going to be like a spar to decide who was superior, but they're actually it's like she's trying to kill him right now.
Yeah.
Literally destroying his weaponry. This can't be cheap.
Yeah. I flew backwards, foot thrusters blazing, clutching my injured shoulder with Katie and her fallen angel in hot pursuit. This fight is over! I yelled while having the beam blades coming from their wrist projectors and stopping suddenly, sending up off clouds of dust.
We shall see!
Don't you mean we will shall see?
Oh, fuck yeah, I'm gonna read that again.
She couldn't
We
decide.
will shall see!
She couldn't decide which one she wanted to say.
Yeah, that looks like the author was writing it and then he forgot he wrote the first word and then wrote the other one.
Yeah, that's probably it.
That's classic writing.
We will / shall see. /realize. She yelled back, leveling her beam weapon straight ahead. PF her. When she got close, I knocked her blade aside with my left blade, redirecting it up, leaving her wide open, flying past me. I whipped with my tail and grabbed her around her PCA arm. She still flew forward, trying to drag me, but I swung my tail and spinning myself to add extra force, letting her go, slamming her on her back into the ground. Her collision with the ground kicked up vast amounts of dust and dirt, decreasing visibility greatly. I was about to advance to where she fell until I saw the light of her beam sword through the dust. She charged at me, drawing her sword back for a horizontal word slash going right. I sidestepped to the left and grabbed her left arm. I sliced the hilt of the beam sword with my free hand, making it unusable. She tried to swing at me with her shield in her right hand, but I pulled her left arm, making her try to swing over herself. I then karma twisted her left arm and pinned it against her back. Really, that's the place you decide to put a comma finally? After all these big sentences with no commas, this is where you put it. She suddenly, turned on her thrusters, causing me to immediately let go of her, letting her free. Then she did that blinding trick again, temporarily stunning me. Suddenly I was uppercut with extreme force and I was catapulted straight up into the air. Pain dulled my senses. There was an alarm blaring. I focused my eyes and the radar displayed Katie coming up at me. Suddenly there was a painful impact on my chest. It seemed she flew at me, drop-kicking me in the chest, falling along with as I hurtled to the ground. She jumped off my chest a few seconds before impact. I activated the thruster on my back to try and slow my descent, but Katie ended that with a hurtling boulder that hit me in the chest. Damn you! I hissed as I hurtled with a huge crash into the ground with a big-ass boulder on Me Too boot. My Me Too boot.
The Me Too movement is now applying here somehow or another.
Yeah. I heard everywhere. Black was appearing at the edge of my vision. The bloody screen started showing up. I knew I had to dodge to regenerate. I hoped she wasn't going to go for the kill streak. This was not good. If I didn't get up, Katie would claim victory. I couldn't let that happen.
No, I can't lose to a girl.
Yeah, basically. No, I will not lose.
Reminds me of Wolf's, his Wolf's death line in the first Starfox game. He's like, I can't lose! Pretty much.
Yeah. I pushed with all my might and the boulder budged. A little. I pushed harder and harder, trying to get enough room to put my blades to work. An explosion rocked the boulder, pushing it back on me, pinning my arm to my chest. Damn, she must have seen movement. Ow, more pain. I decided to rest for a few seconds to think up a plan. If I was to use my thrusters full power to push the boulder, I'd drain almost all my suit's power. I could try pushing the boulder, but I would be risking another incident with her knocking the boulder back on me. If I got some room to cut the boulder up, that would work. I didn't see any problems, except the fact that I needed room to move my arm.
Have you given up? Not a question?
Katie yelled triumphantly. Well, not one or three. What do you think? Not a question. See, I can do not a question too. I countered. Then an ingenious came to me. An ingenious what? I smiled evilly. Is that all you got? Not a question. I seen apes that fight with more skills than you do.
That's racist.
How the hell did you ever become an elite? Not a question. I yelled.
He's getting his ass beat.
Racism.
He's getting his ass beat right now. Even if he wins, she's still beating his ass. You think it's like he's like talking down to her? I don't know. I guess he's just trying to get
I don't really get this, because what I think this is supposed to be is he's like taunting her in order for her to lose her mind so she will let her guard down because she goes into a frenzy. But
That's probably it.
But like, I don't know if this would work if you're like in a losing position while taunting her.
Yeah, it's pretty much
Like, realistically, she would probably just go, "Really, dude? You're gonna say this in the position that you're currently in?"
It's over now. I have the high ground.
Yeah.
He went into the jungle and some apes destroyed his machine guns.
You underestimate my racism against apes.
What the hell did you say? Not a question, not even 3 exclamation marks?
She screamed. I hope don't overdo this. I thought that's the point. I would say it again, but I might overload your pea-sized brain.
You're dumb.
You're dumb, bro. You're dumb. She retorted.
That's not a retort.
You. What a retort.
Maybe he
What a
wanted
comeback.
to write "know you," but forgot the "no."
Oh no,
No, you.
not 1 and 3. I overdid it. She gonna kill me. Okay, what were you trying to achieve here?
I think you were right in that he was trying to he's trying to make her lose focus, but like you said, it didn't really make sense in his position.
Yeah. 2 massive explosions hit the rock. Oh man, I gotta be quick or I am screwed. Suddenly another group of impacts hit the boulder and I saw the sky. Now! I threw the rock off me, A flew into the sky only to have a dodge heavy fire. She is really pissed. Once again I said, "This fight is over." This time I won't screw it screw up. Jesus, what's the response I got? This won't be easy, not 1 or 3, I thought. I regulated almost all power to thrusters and engaged them. Flew straight KD dodging shots by the skin of my teeth every time.
Wait, did
Suddenly,
you flew straight to her and also dodged?
Yeah.
Okay, just
Well, as straight as one could do.
I guess.
Or
yeah.
she had like really bad aim. Like it's that like cliche where someone in like an action movie where someone's in a fit of rage and just starts shooting like randomly. Like she's so enraged that she can't fire in a straight line. And every shot just misses him. Suddenly there was a great pain in my shoulder. I was dazed. It hit me like lightning shooting through my body. I got shot in my already cut open shoulder. I still rushed on. I got close and stabbed at her. She raised her shield and the blade stuck in. With lightning fast agility I spun and sliced her shield in half, plus her rifle. She flung the remain of her shield and rifle at me. I knocked them aside with ease. It stood calmly looking at her in the face. Not 1 of 3. PCA said.
Ugh.
Feet away, she looked back.
This is not over yet.
I'm wondering, feet away, she looked back. Does that mean she was holding her feet away, or did the author forget,
she was, standing
how
a few
many
feet away, I
feet
think.
she was standing away? Probably. Which is also weird, because this author has used meters before. Like, in this chapter.
The author is trying to make a story that is, readable and relevant to people from all over the world. So both metric and imperial units will be used.
Yeah. You gotta appeal to everyone.
Yeah.
This is... Oh, wait. This is Katie.
This is not over yet.
She remarked coolly, while drawing another beam sword which shone yellow. I just raised my right arm. Its blade shining bright green. Shinning bright green. That was my answer. I stabbed at her. She blocked and threw off my blade and slashed at me. I blocked with my left blade. I kicked at her. She raised her knee and blocked. Mono and mono. We fought slicing. I don't know what that means.
That means like man-to-man, hand-to-hand. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Something like that.
Punching continuously at high speed. She and me not wanting to give up. It seemed like ages not talking, just focusing on the fight before us. She switched to a defensive stance holding the sword in her hand, slightly tilted straight in front of her. Suddenly she did a powerful overhead slice, startling me because of the stance. I crossed my blades blocking it. We hovered there, trying to force the other to lose balance. I was starting to feel dizzy. I realized that I was losing a lot of blood from the gash in my left shoulder. I need to hurry and win this, I thought desperately. I used all my remaining strength and Anne threw off her blade and disengaged mine in the process. It then grabbed the arm she was holding her blade in and held it above her. I threw a punch at her, but she caught it with her other hand. I wrapped my legs around her waist, bringing myself close to her. In a very suggestive position, if I might add.
Ooh, can't stop the horny.
Yeah. I mean, who knows, maybe that's a kink.
This is probably they probably are gonna fuck after this. There's no way.
Looks like you beat me in a PCA battle, but I don't have any money to buy you lunch with. Is there perhaps anything else I can pay you with? Our faces were millimeters apart and I had butted her. She was stunned, cause her arms went slack for a moment. I took that moment to get behind her and get her in a headlock with one arm, while I grabbed the arm that her saber was in. She was struggling hard to get free, and I struggled hard to keep her from getting free. I was getting quite a few painful elbow shots in the ribs. The armor absorbed most of the force, but it still hurt. Suddenly, she stopped struggling. Do you give up? I said in a whisper. I'm sorry. Do you give up? I said in a whisper.
Oh, this time he actually used a question mark, but then he said it and instead of asked it.
Yeah.
Got the reverse issue.
No, I was just wondering, do you have any last words? Not a question?
That was quick.
What do you mean last words? I whispered back.
You know you've lost. Your shoulder is bleeding and you are getting more and more tired. You are probably extremely dizzy right now, and you are using the rest of your strength just to hold me. Not one, not three. I have to admit, though, you're a lot better than I expected.
Nice speech and all, but I'm gonna end this fight now, or in 2 minutes. It doesn't matter. I'm not gonna lose to you. Then I thought of what my real mission here is. Crap! Oops! Was I supposed to do something?
So...
When you have an important mission, but the author wants to write a cool fight scene.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so there's no reviews for this chapter. Don't add any. But I will say mine. I don't think the fight scene here is terrible. Like, obviously there's a lot of editing. This author could have used some editing skills and everything. But it's one of those things where I'm looking at this like, this isn't terribly written. I think, they could definitely improve with practice.
Yeah, I gotta say, this author, like, especially compared to, I don't know who left or right canonist, the author who writes the Riel chapters. Like, this author is a lot better. And, like, Naill is also an edgy asshole, but at least he's, like, marginally better than Riel as a character. Because at least he, like, has moments, where he's, like... He has, like, moments of weakness, at least.
Yeah, like, this entire thing, like, even though he even though he talks a big game, but they're actually like pretty even throughout this fight. Like he doesn't seem as overpowered. Like she has a lot of broken shit too.
She seems to have the upper hand right now, so yeah, gotta say way better than the other offer. So yeah.
But the other offer gave us Joey Bone Crush.
Yeah.
So.
That is true, Joey Bone Crusher.
Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, this could have used cutting down the fat a little. Like it was a bit too drawn out.
As usual, you can check us out on Discord. If you go to our Discord, you can check out our requests, and you can enter into the Dropbox a request for a story that you might think would be cool for us to read.
Ideally one that's a one-shot.
Yeah. Sometimes, unless it's
we have too many multi-parters.
If you recommend a cool multi-parter, we might look at it, but it might be harder for us to do, basically.
Yeah. I guess generally the longer it is, the better it has to be. As a rule of thumb. And always remember, if you do not like, then do not read.
Later.
Bye.
Thanks for watching.